Hello, Ghana. Ghana, land of freedom, freedom. Ghana, land of freedom, freedom. Toys of the brave and the sweat of their labor. Toys of the brave which has brought results. Nkrumah, star of Ghana. Nkrumah, star of Ghana. Toys of the brave and the sweat of their labor. Toys of the brave which has brought results. God bless our homeland, Ghana, and make. Have you ever asked yourself what the national anthem means? The national anthem of Ghana, which was composed by Philip Bell. Have you ever asked yourself what it means? I'm here to do some analysis because I have the national anthem of Ghana. This is the national anthem. The lyrics of the anthem: God bless our homeland Ghana, make our nation great and strong, bold to defend forever the cause of freedom and of right. Fill our hearts with true humility, make us cherish fearless honesty, and help us to resist oppressors' rule with all our will and might forevermore. This is great. I love this anthem. Simple and great. It's a great anthem, isn't it? But what does it mean? Do we understand our anthem? I don't think we understand our anthem. It's obvious that the men and women who are in political leadership in our country are deviating from the vision of our founding fathers, and that is why we are not making substantial progress. That is why Ghana is struggling. But that is not why I am here. I want to analyze this national anthem, God bless our homeland Ghana. God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. God bless our homeland Ghana. What kind of God? Is it the white man's God or the black man's God? Because we had our God before white people came here and brought us Christianity. So I don't know whether it is the white man's God that the anthem is talking about or the black man's God. God bless. Somebody say, what am I saying? I mean, there's a white man's God and there's a black man's God. Shut up. That's why I'm here, to teach you. Before the Obroni or the white man came here, our fathers already knew God. They knew he was a man. That is why we use he to refer to God. We don't say she, we say he. And God said, let there be light. And he, and he. We don't say it, we say he. So God is a man. But a lot of people will say God is a spirit. About 99 Ghanaians believe God is a spirit. Yeah, God is a man with spirit, right? That is why he walked in the Garden of Eden. You know, in the spirit that can walk. Adam and Eve had the footsteps of God. Is that right? So God is a man. So God bless our homeland God. What kind of God? A mystery God, the white man's God. White people brought Christianity and brought us Jesus. A white man, Jesus. But Jesus is not a white man. He's not a white man. But we have a white man symbolizing Jesus. So if you follow the white man's God, you can't make progress. Is that why we are not making a lot of progress. Yes, that is why. So the white man's God cannot bless Ghana. So we have God bless our homeland Ghana. God, Jesus is a white man. I was talking to some kids a few months ago and I told them Jesus is a black man. They said, no, he's a white man. I said, who told you? He said, my teacher, my Sunday school teacher, said Jesus is a white man. And I see him on TV. That's what the kids told me. They see Jesus on TV. It's a white man. And he was nailed on the cross. He died on the cross. See? Mental death. They've been killed mentally. They grow up believing that Jesus is a Caucasian with blue eyes. So God cannot bless Ghana until we know him and he's a man and he's black. Yes, because he came out of darkness. And he came out black. He came out of darkness black. So black is not color. Black is the essence of color. When you close your eyes, what do you see? You still see. You see darkness. So black is the essence of color. Here's the anthem of Ghana. God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. Why is Ghana not great? Because Ghana has a white man's God, the God of our enemy. The white man's God is not our God. Because the white man's God is made to look like a spook who can see, who can talk. So when he talks, we won't listen because we believe that he's in space, he's in the sky, we can see him. That's why Minister Farrakhan came to Ghana in 1994 and we didn't listen to him. But if we knew our God, we would listen to him. We would have listened to him in 94 and we will still be listening to him today because he's still alive, talking. So we have a wrong God, and that's why our nation is not great and it is not strong. And then the third line in stanza 1 of the national anthem of Ghana, bold to defend forever. Defend forever. Ghanaians should be bold and defend forever. Defend what? The cause of freedom and of right. What does this mean? To be bold, to defend forever the cause of freedom and of right. The motto of Ghana is freedom and justice. Freedom and justice. I want to ask a simple question. Are we free? Are we free? Minister Farrakhan asked this question in 1994 in Accra when the Nation of Islam held the first Savior's Day convention in Africa. Are we free? We are free and hungry, free and naked, free and out of doors. And then Minister Farrakhan said, true freedom gives political independence. True freedom gives spiritual independence. True freedom allows us to create the means for our physical sustenance, that we will never be a beggar at the foot of other nations. This is Minister Farrakhan speaking in Accra in 1994. But we are not truly free. So what kind of freedom do we have as a result of the independence that we gained in 1957? What kind of freedom do we have? Are we spiritually free? If we are spiritually free, we will not have a God that looks like our oppressor. I'm talking about Jesus Christ. Because in the Bible, it is written that when you see the Son, you see the Father. And when you see the Father, you see the Son. And the Son is white. And if the Son is like the Father and the Son is white, then the Father got to be white. So it means Jesus is white and God is white. And we have a white Jesus. It means we are not spiritually free. Somebody is telling us about God. It's not telling us about the true God, but it's telling us about a mystery God. So we can fight the cause of freedom with the religion that enslaves our mind, religion that teaches white supremacy and uses Jesus for this evil that they've been doing, of enslaving us, taking our forefathers to America in the transatlantic slave trade, which began in 1555. I'll talk about that later. Jesus didn't teach them to do that, but they came to Africa preaching about Jesus. He died on the cross. He had 12 disciples, and after years, we lost our land, lost our name, our religion, our God. So we are spiritually dead. So we can't make any progress until we have the true knowledge of our God, who is a man, who is a black man, who created himself from triple darkness. And we say, fill our hearts with true humility. That's line 5 of the national anthem of Ghana. Line 5. Fill our hearts with true humility. God should fill our heart with true humility. The white man's God will fill our hearts to be humble to the white man and not to God. Because the white man doesn't represent God. Oh, a white Jesus represents white supremacy. So we are not humble to the creator of the heaven and the earth. We are ignorantly humble to the white man, but we think we are humble to God, but we are actually upholding white supremacy in the name of Christianity. This is our problem. We claim to go to church and we claim we are saved, but our vision is to uphold white supremacy. That is why we have a white Jesus. It is a symbol of white supremacy. Why doesn't Jesus look like us? And he looks like our oppressor. Stanza 6 of the national anthem. Make us cherish fearless honesty. God should make us cherish fearless and honesty. Are we fearless people? Are our leaders today fearless? Are we afraid? Are we not afraid of white people? We are afraid of them. Our leaders are afraid of them. That is why they are not bold to speak. They are not bold. When America was involved in the killing of Gaddafi, did you hear any African president make a speech condemning the West? They are afraid. They can't. Do you know an African leader who shows his support for Minister Farrakhan, the leader of the Nation of Islam in America? No, because our leaders are afraid of the white man. They're afraid of white people. They bow down to white supremacy. So we are saying in our national anthem that God should make us cherish fearless and honesty. Fear what? Fear God or fear who? Honest to who? Do we have honest leaders, Africa? Do we have honest politicians in Africa? No. Are we honest people, Ghanaians? Are we honest people? No. We can only pretend that we are honest people. Majority of Ghanaians are not honest. And I'm being honest. I'm being honest to say that we are not honest. We are not honest people. We are not. If you want to go to school, you pay a bribe. You pay a bribe to pass exam. You pay a bribe to join the security forces. Is that honesty? Look at what we do in our secondary schools. We cheat in exam to progress to tertiary. Is that honesty? Do we have honest pastors? You go to churches for prayers and pastors demand money. Some pastors, before you see them, they take money from you. They call it consultation fee. Is that honesty? That is not honesty. Stanza 7. And help us to resist oppressors' rule. God should help us to resist oppressors' rule. God should help us to resist oppressors' rule. Who is that God who will help us to resist oppressors' rule? Is it the God of our oppressor? How can the God of our oppressor help us to resist the rule of our oppressor? We have a white Jesus who is representing God. He's representing white supremacy. So the religion that we are practicing, that makes us think white people are superior to us, will not allow us to resist their rule. That is why our leaders sign the kinds of agreement they sign with white people. They don't care. They don't care about the youth. They don't care about the next generation. They don't care about what happens in 50 years' time, 100 years' time. They don't care. They're borrowing and borrowing. They don't care. So, white people are not only our oppressors, but our government. They are our oppressors too. They are like the African chiefs during slavery who were used by the British in colonizing us. Do you remember the indirect rule where African chiefs were used? African chiefs were used by our colonial masters. African chiefs were used to act upon their vision, the vision of our oppressor. So the leaders we have today are like those chiefs who sign agreements with white people that does not benefit us. It benefits a few. It benefits the leaders, our leaders, not us. Not we, the ordinary men and women, the masses. They don't care about us. They don't care. So if we say in our national anthem that God should help us to resist oppressors' rule, who is the oppressor? We are supposed to be a united people to resist the rule of white supremacy. But we are divided and we cannot resist the oppression of our government. That is our problem. And the last line in the first stanza of our national anthem is, with all our will and might forevermore. So God should help us to resist oppressors' rule with our will and our might. Will and might. These are two key words. With our will and our might. What will? Are Ghanaians willing to resist the oppression of our government, to resist the oppression of white supremacy? No. Most of us are ignorant. So we don't know who the enemy is. The enemy is within, and the enemy is in the west. But we don't know. The enemy aided in the removal of Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of our country. The enemy is the CIA. The enemy is our government who bow down to white supremacy. That is the enemy. But we don't know how to fight the enemy within and the enemy outside. And we suffer. We suffer. Minister Louis Farrakhan, who is a black man in America, fighting for the liberation of black people, not only in America but throughout the world. Unfortunately, we have forgotten his words of wisdom. Mr. Farrakhan was in Nigeria in the 90s or the 80s. He was in Ghana in 94. He was in Egypt. He was in Ethiopia. He's traveled across the world. I respect him so much, and I'm proud to say that I follow the Nation of Islam. Ghana is where she is today because we don't have leaders who are pursuing the vision of our founding fathers. Let me repeat the words of Minister Farrakhan when he spoke in Accra in 1994. He said, "This is where it all began, Africa." He said, "This is home. Ghana is home. This is where it all began, Africa." So in fulfillment of the vision, we are here, the Nation of Islam in Ghana in 1994. Minister Farrakhan continued by saying, "The most important ingredient in leadership is not economic know-how. It is not political sagacity. It is not historical perspective. It is not psychoanalytical powers. It is not even science, mathematics, chemistry, and technology." He said the most important ingredient in leadership is vision. Vision. So when you choose a leader, you must ask your leader not how many degrees you have from Cambridge or Oxford or Harvard or the Sorbonne in Paris. You must ask your leader, what is your vision? What is your vision for Ghana? What is your vision for Africa? What is your vision for black people in America and throughout the world? When you have the right vision, then you can call the economists, the scientists, the sociologists, the medical people, the psychologists, that they may lend the power of their discipline to the fulfillment of your vision. You see? So I want to ask a simple question. When Ghanaians were going to vote in 2016, what question did they ask themselves? Are we going to vote for a man who has degrees? The president of Ghana is a lawyer and he also has a degree in economics. So he is an educated man. Is that the most important ingredient in leadership? No. And Minister Farrakhan made it clear in 1994 that that is not the most important ingredient in leadership. It is a factor, it is important, but it is not the most important ingredient. You must have the right vision. You can have a leader who is highly educated, but when he does not have the right vision to propel our development, we will not make any progress. And that is why Ghana is where she is today. That is why we are not making any progress. Until and unless we have a leader with vision who understands who we are as a people, who knows our history, who knows the history of our oppressors, the white race who came into existence 6,000 years ago. There was no white man on the earth 7,000 years ago. The whole world was full of black people. You don't know this. No school will teach you this. That is why I'm proud of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Messiah for black people and even for white people. You don't know this. Somebody said I was crazy. I'm not crazy. I know what I'm talking about. Until and unless we have a leader who knows our history, who understands where we come from, where we are, and where we are going, we will not make the kind of progress that we desire. So today we have a government that does not respect the legacy of Nkrumah. No wonder 21st September is no more Founders Day. The birthday of Nkrumah is now Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day. They don't recognize him as the founder of Ghana. They say he was not the only one who helped uh, in our liberation struggle. I agree, but he was at the forefront. He was at the forefront. But we have an administration that is against Nkrumah because their fathers were against him. See where Ghana is today? Ghana, land of freedom, is this Nkrumah's Ghana? I'm sorry, this is not Nkrumah's Ghana. This is a new Ghana in the hands of our oppressors. And we have leaders who are our internal oppressors. And the Caucasian race is our external oppressors. So we have double oppressors, internal and external. I'm sorry. Ghana is sinking.